Chapter 5 Understanding Emotions. Stoics always feel. This is not one of enthusiastic restraint. Despite what might be expected, it is an expectation of Stoics that quietness and euphoria are brought about by living your life to the fullest. All things considered, individuals appear to liken Stoics to Vulcan wannabes. Nothing against Vulcans besides their paternalistic approach towards humankind in the pre-Federation years, but there are bad Stoic good examples like additional terrestrials. Stoics are understudies of being human. The Stoic maxim, live as indicated by nature, moves us to figure out where in this growing universe we fit in. Everything that is chaotic and totally bizarre in this world that connects life is included here. Doubtlessly, we concentrate the greater part of what is our consideration on human personality, which on its own is an astounding instrument. The mental scene is made up of feelings, and this is where Stoics do give it their due. There is always that nagging thought of not fully commending them on their discovery. In this passionate life, quite different from how we deal with it, Stoics have their own way of dealing with it. For example, we don't anticipate that feelings will be great aids for conduct. Climate can be a way to say how these feelings are treated like. You are required to drive slowly, carry an umbrella when there is rain, yet you need to work in the end. Passionate tempests are quite similar in a way. Despite having a terrible feeling towards some things, Stoics believe we can still act well at present. If you're to a great degree inconsiderate to your associates, and when inquired as to why you reply, "It's sticky," individuals would perceive you as amusing. Stoics would state that snapping at individuals since you're furious is similarly unreasonable. In the first place, your outrage itself is most likely because of receiving an unhelpful point of view. Second, regardless, a man has the option of acting with uprightness regardless of the situations. There are three positive sentiments that Stoicism run by. In Greek, they are referred to as high apatheia. These sentiments are caution, wish, and joy. There are three passions that are considered awful sentiments of Stoic reasoning. The distinction was created to separate the positive from negative sentiments. In Psyche, the Stoic lineup is joy versus pleasure, wish versus appetite, lust, caution versus fear. I wouldn't contend on the off chance that to you the rundown does look rather odd. It requires a background knowledge on this subject to see how people of old reached these conclusions, and, after it's all said and done, you may think they're nuts. Look at this article on Stoic morals on the off chance that you need a taste. As far as it matters for me, I need to bring up that joy, pleasure, and so forth are all-encompassing classifications. Every one of the subtleties of human feeling can be categorized with one of these words, so don't stress over begrudge, covetousness, seethe, vindictiveness, etc. They're all together represented. Gracious and the fourth energy, distress. Pain cannot be an inverse, and misery is troubling. Next is wish. It is a peculiar name for an enthusiastic idea. Why, you might wonder, do Stoics consider appetite awful and wish great? It might be due to the fact that, according to the Marcus Aurelius citation I began with, take into consideration that this movement is entirely feasible for you to do. Stoics pin for things that you don't require or see as the tremendous misuse of vitality. The definition of the energy appetite according to us is the silly yearning or quest for a normal descent. Greed is a hunger for tangible or material things, whereas hostility is the quest for vindicating. Our vitality is consumed by these things on a dream, or as they tend to do, make us perform useless activities. Things that are out of control are things that Stoics do not wager their joy on. They'd rather wish than accept appetite. According to Aurelius, you have to delight in your activity. When Stoics discuss feeling, it is always to influence, the cognizant, subjective part of a feeling that is considered separate from the real changes. Hunger isn't about seeing a man who is per your standards. It is that inclination in addition to the prospect that keeps running with it, says, "Damn," and afterward lines it all with a mental symbolism. The mental segment, according to Stoicism, is a decision, one that is undesirable. There can be a superior effect that can be asserted, wish that is fulfilling and enduring too. When you delight in an activity, it is always possible for you to get through it. Wish is not known, but its influence states that it says, I should have X, however my satisfaction is not situated in X. In context, it is a move. The things that are to make you happy are hunger. Wish, on the other hand, says that there are other fabulous things in the world, but I will not find my happiness in them. The first standard of Stoic is that having a wish, like behavior, is the main thing that is under our control and righteousness is the main great. It is conceivable to be content. This is according to Stoic's point of view. It is not an easy feat, as there is no guarantee that going along with this is simple. Instead of appetite, wish is an influence that provides a true and rich ground to have insightful activities. A comparative rationale is that of caution versus pleasure versus fear. Fear is neglecting a normal threat, and it makes us throw away the satisfaction we have at present because we think that something or someone will come and take it away from us. Caution is more of knowing that curveballs are going to be coming our way, and it is up to us to be arranged at the same time. By and by, genuine peace isn't found in outer things. On the off chance that we will prosper, we should approach the world not with caution but with mindfulness. Pleasure, according to the negative perspective of Stoics, is additional because of joy's outer core interest. Stoics try to build up a withstanding joy, set up of momentary snapshots of pleasure. By and by, I don't attempt to debilitate the feelings of excitement that I have. I attempt to remember what makes me feel excited by need, be transient, and it is quite conceivable to exist without such things. As we said before, Stoics feel. Walking it off is not a rationale that we conclude on. We require and insist on the best for individuals. This is because of the standard low points and high points in our lives. We think that most of the agony we go through is self-delivered. This is a result of perspective that requires we see the world not as it is or in a similar way. Fragile, mortal things, expectation past expectations, are the interests that we concentrate on the most, such that they keep on. What is distinctive is caution, happiness, and wish. This comes from a mind that acknowledges changes do happen, meaning that what is in us can thrive and survive.